Imagine a world where you can remain a child forever. No worries, no responsibilities, just adventures and fun. Sounds tempting, right? Today we will talk about the legendary Peter Pan and what his story can tell us about the psychology of growing up. Do you want to know why some people are afraid of adulthood and how it affects their lives? Then stay with us, because this will be not just an interesting but a captivating story. Peter Pan is not just a fairy tale character who refuses to grow up. His story reflects deep psychological processes that each of us faces. Peter chose the world of Neverland, where there is no need to take responsibility, where one can forever play and avoid all the difficulties of adult life. Why is Peter Pan so afraid of growing up? This fear is not uncommon. Many of us experience similar feelings, especially during transitional moments in life. Think back to your childhood. During that time, the world seems big and full of opportunities, but adult life is frightening with its duties and complexities. Neverland, where Peter Pan escapes, symbolizes the world of fantasies and illusions. It is a place where one can hide from reality. Fantasies can be useful, they help us cope with stress and find creative solutions, but when fantasies become the only refuge, it turns into a problem. Imagine an adult who continues to live in a world of fantasies, avoiding real problems. Such a person may face serious difficulties in relationships and career. The fear of taking responsibility prevents them from achieving success and building healthy relationships. In psychology, there is a concept called the Peter Pan syndrome. This condition occurs when an adult continues to behave like a child, avoids responsibility, and does not want to grow up. This syndrome can manifest in various ways, from the inability to make serious decisions to the refusal to start a family. Returning to the fairy tale, let's remember the Lost Boys. These boys, like Peter, prefer to stay in Neverland. They symbolize those who choose to live in perpetual childhood, avoiding adulthood. In real life, such people often depend on a strong leader who makes all important decisions for them. Let's consider how one can deal with the Peter Pan syndrome. Firstly, it is important to recognize the problem and acknowledge its existence. This is the first step toward change. Secondly, one should start taking on small responsibilities, gradually increasing their amount. This helps to learn how to cope with responsibility. The long-term consequences of refusing to grow up can be quite serious. People who do not want to grow up often face problems in relationships, work, and even mental health. A lack of responsibility and inability to make serious decisions can lead to a crisis. However, it is important to remember that growing up is not the loss of joy and fun. It is the acquisition of new opportunities and knowledge. Adult life is full of its adventures and joys, which can be even more exciting than childhood games. Examples from real life show that successful people who embraced adulthood achieve great success. They find a balance between responsibility and enjoying life, which allows them to be happy and successful. Let's remember people like Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey. These people were not afraid to grow up. They took on responsibility and used their opportunities to the fullest. They are shining examples of how growing up can lead to great achievements. Each of us can become successful and happy if we learn to cope with difficulties and take responsibility. It is important to remember that growing up is not the end of childhood, but the beginning of a new exciting chapter in life. To summarize, Peter Pan's story is not just a tale about a boy who does not want to grow up. It is a deep metaphor for our own fears and struggles with growing up. Understanding these processes helps us to better understand ourselves and our lives. We can use Peter Pan's lessons to become stronger and more successful. Accepting growing up as an inevitable stage of development helps us find new opportunities and joys in life. Remember that growing up is not the loss of freedom and joy, but the acquisition of new opportunities and knowledge. Adult life is full of its adventures, and each of us can make it truly exciting. It is important to believe in yourself and your abilities, not to be afraid of changes, and to take responsibility for your life. Only in this way can we achieve success and be happy. Thank you for being with us. If you enjoyed our video, please subscribe to our channel and give it a like. This will help us create even more interesting content. Write in the comments which topics you would like to see in the next videos. Remember, if we get 5,000 likes, we will release a video about self-esteem and finding inner strength using the story of Cinderella. See you next time, and stay with us.